I am learning to be free of worry and regret. A lot of times we can't think of this ourselves. We have to have other people guide us. Hey guys, it's Terry. I'm here with the cockatoo. This is Yossi. So hopefully he will behave for us while we do this week's healing vibe mantra. So some of us may know, understand, and some of us may not. Thank you for the kisses, Bubba's. That when it comes to affirmations or mantras, if the subconscious mind doesn't believe it or we don't believe it, it's not going to happen. It's going to be hard for us to create any type of difference or reality or anything. Hi! Like that if we don't believe it, right? So I've come up with a little mind trick. It works for me. I don't know if it's gonna work for you. Hopefully it will. And it's like this, right? If I were to just say, I am abundant, but I'm not feeling abundant, I trick my mind into an actual truth, a believable scenario and situation, right? So if I say to myself, I am learning to be abundant, that is something my body completely and totally receives. My subconscious mind receives that too, because being in the process of learning is a truth. That's true. We don't know how to be abundant, right? So we're learning how to be abundant. So this week's healing vibe mantra is, I am learning to be free of worry and regret. Okay? I am learning to be free of worry and regret. And of course, you know, a lot of times we are just always worrying about the future, right? So we have those frequencies of being out of control and needing control. And regret is really about the past, missed opportunities, disappointment over something that's already happened. So even just in that mantra, I am learning to be free of worrying and regret, those frequencies kind of neutralize each other and balance each other out, right? Between future and past. So let's get into some frequencies. What are some feelings and emotions that we can create within our bodies that will help us pivot out of those dense emotions, those dense frequencies when we are experiencing worry and regret? Because the reality is, as human beings, as long as we wear our earth suit, right, Yossi? That's Yossi's earth suit. As long as we're wearing our earth suits, there will always be a trigger. Something will always cause us to be in worry mode or in regret mode. It's just, how are we going to deal with it? How are we going to pivot out of those frequencies so we're not sitting and dwelling in them, right? So it's okay to have the frequency, to deal with the frequency and move the energy through the body of that frequency. But then there comes a point where you have dealt with the frequency, you've moved the frequency through your body, but then you're just talking about it so much, so you're actually dwelling. That doesn't help anything. At that point, you have to pivot out. So what are some of these frequencies that we can get into? So just go ahead and take a deep breath. You can put your hands on your heart. I'm actually putting, I don't know if you can see, let's see. Can I get into this shot? Can you see me? I actually have one hand on my belly and one hand on my heart, okay? And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna take a few deep breaths. This isn't a meditation. This is just an alignment to frequencies, okay? That's the whole idea of these healing vibe mantras. So we're just gonna take a deep breath. And what are some of the opposite feelings that you would like to feel? What energies in motion, what emotions, what frequencies can we get into when we're experiencing regret? How about acceptance? I am where I am, and where I am is okay. You know, there's nothing that can happen right now. We can't change anything. So I'm gonna surrender I'm just gonna lean into the discomfort of this. And when we lean into that discomfort of worry, go ahead, take a deep breath. It tends to neutralize us in that moment. So when we're worried about something, we can also tap into the frequency of trust, which is the total opposite, right? So we're gonna pivot once we've dealt with the worry We're going to pivot into the trust. And the process would be acceptance and then move into trust, right? You can't go from worry to trust. You just can't. It's not possible. You are just not in alignment. You have to go from point A to point B to point C to point D, right? So now we can just trust that everything is going to be okay. Everything is just going to be okay. Because we've accepted what's happened. And everything's going to be okay. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a practiced thing, okay? This is not something that you're going to be able to do like this. So you have to practice it, and you have to do it. You can't just talk about it, right? So what else can we feel into? Let's feel into regret is like missed opportunity, right? How about, acceptance of the fact that a delay is not a denial, right? Like maybe it happened for a reason, right? A delay is not a denial. And how about rejection is protection from something that can happen in the future, right? So just feel how that feels in your body. Doesn't that feel better than regret? Like, okay, that's just the way it is, right? So just feel that for a moment, right? Just sit there in this feeling of acceptance and trust, and just feeling also into this understanding that denial is not, or that delay is not denial and rejection is protection. And already you're starting to switch, right? Your nervous system will start to sort of, I don't want to say deactivate, get more not even desensitized. I just want to say it'll just start to feel some relief. I think that's a good way of saying it, right, Yossi? Some relief. Yeah? Yes? He doesn't care. Lastly, let's look into, really feel into this idea of divine timing. Like everything happens for whatever reason. So for us to worry and for us to have regret about something, it never really means it won't happen. It just means that it's not happening in the time that we are experiencing, we are wanting, we are needing it. Our spirit teams, our guides, our cosmic council, they know more than we do. Being in this human container, in this earth suit, is limiting, and it acts as a filter. So there's so much that's going on that we don't know. And so sometimes it's better that we don't have various experiences. Relationships don't work out, jobs don't work out. And sometimes they're just delayed until each person, each party, each variable is in alignment, right? So at any given moment, it's really great for us to think of being present in the now, because there still can be more to come. We don't know what the end result is, right? So when we're worrying, being in the very present, in the now moment, and just sort of accepting that in this now moment, everything is okay. I am safe. All is well. I was denied something. Maybe I'm being protected. Doesn't mean it won't happen. There is such a thing as divine timing. My spirit team loves me and they take care of me. So these are just some ways to pivot out of those frequencies, right? And a lot of times we can't think of this ourselves. We have to have other people guide us, other people support us through the process, right? Because we're so in it. Our nervous system is so activated. So if you want any help getting out of those frequencies so that you can move forward in your life, I can totally help you with that. But in the meantime, you can use these videos. But again, you have to remember the key is to practice and to continue doing this over and over and over again, all right? What am I always saying to you guys? Stay connected. Right, Yossi? Stay connected? Yeah, stay connected. Stay connected to your friends and family. Stay connected to yourself. And of course, you can stay connected to me. Check me out at TerrieHuberman.com, and I'll see ya on the flip side.